Hey guys, V. Ragone, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur. And so we're going to continue on today with about buying that first house, that second house, getting yourself rolling along in this whole real estate thing. In the beginning of the last video, we talked about how this economy is still stalling out. Haven't gotten to that point even where they're talking about that the recession is hit yet, and the Fed's not going to be happy till they get some kind of recession. But we also talked about your personal finance situation. We talked about trying to find value, inside of your first property, understanding how to go do that. And then we talked about what marketplace should be looking at, understanding, being an expert in your marketplace. Those are three things that are very, very important. But along with that is, all right, who's going to help you? What's your team look like? And what do I mean by a team? Well, there's to be the loan person, the loan officer, the mortgage guy, the mortgage lady. You got to have them on your team. You got to understand who you're going to work with. You want to go interview in the beginning of this process. You're going to talk, and they're going to talk to a loan officer. Now, along with that is the real estate agent. We're going to talk about all three of these in more detail. Is the real estate agent. And then there's the lawyer that you're going to work with. Now, some states, you just throw it into an escrow and there are no lawyers. But in a lot of states, there's still lawyers. You want to have someone looking at that contract. So let's break this down. Let's start with the real estate agent because that tends to be the person that's going to refer to you some of these other people. All right, so you're going to work with a real estate agent, right? Now, if you're looking at residential property, a 2-unit, a 3-unit, a 4-unit, it's going to be a residential real estate agent. If you're going to be looking for commercial multifamily, then don't work with a residential agent. I mean, you can let residential agents know what you're looking for, and if they find something, they can come to you. But if you're looking for, a 12-unit, a 6-unit, a 24-unit, a 36-unit, you're going to want to work with a commercial broker. And there's many of them out there. Just, in the old days, we'd say hit the yellow pages. Get on the internet. You'll find them. And there are a lot of them want to work with people today. Several years ago, you couldn't have found anybody that would have wanted to work with you. They were just too busy. But let's assume your first property is going to be residential, single family or a duplex. I really push duplexes. I really push the idea of a 3-plex. But you may not live in an area that has many of these. If you live in an area that does, you're very fortunate. If they don't, then you're going to be stuck with that first property is going to be, I don't mean stuck in a negative way. That's what you're going to look at. That's your marketplace. Understanding your market. So if you understand your market, you know that 95% of all the homes, all the property is single family. So for you to have to sit there and say, I only want to buy a duplex because some guy on the internet said to me, you got to buy a duplex or a triplex. I'm not saying that. You want to if the opportunity is there. But if the opportunity to get going is in a single family home, then do a single family home. Now, you're going to do that by either, in most cases, by reaching out and talking to a real estate agent. Most people will find that because they'll be on Zillow, they'll hit the realtor.com pages, and they'll see somebody, they'll be interested in a property, and then from that property, they'll make a phone call or reach out through the internet, and that will be their initial contact because then they'll be talking to the listing agent of that property. And that many times becomes the person they then go ahead and work with if it's the first person they've contacted. That doesn't mean they're the best person. They might have gotten their license 3 months ago. That doesn't make them bad, but does that make them, you want to be working with somebody that just got their license, that's just brand new? Again, everybody's got to start somewhere, but they don't have to start on you. So find somebody that understands what you're looking for. And we know what you're looking for, right? You're looking for a single family home or a duplex that you can live in for the first year, most likely be buying it FHA with 3.5% down, qualifying it through an FHA mortgage process. Okay. And then the house will have to be approved by FHA through the appraisal. There are minimum standards, now not too difficult. That agent has to understand that. And then they have to also understand something really important, that this house isn't your dream home. It's a house that you're going to use for rental property in 12 months. That's different than what most people are looking for. Most, people that go out and they want to go shopping for that single family house, that dream house. They just want it to all be wonderful, and they want they want the garden, and they want the picket fence, and the 2-car garage, all that, and they want it all beautiful, and then they can just move in. Well, that's not what you're looking for. You're looking for some place, like we talked about, where you can create value. You can add value to that property, which means that it might look a little dumpy, but the value's there. When I bought my first house, oh my God, when my wife saw it, in fact, I didn't even show it to her before I bought it, which in retrospect, maybe not the best idea. I heard about that forever, still do at times. But in any case, the floors all needed to be redone. The walls needed to be fixed. Completely need to be repainted. The kitchen cabinets needed to be at least refinished. The bathroom needed to be redone. It was a mess. It had been used as a rental for 20 years, and they didn't do a damn thing to it. But I also got it at a price where I could do the work, add the value, and by the time I was done doing the remodel on the inside and the outside, it pretty much doubled the value of the property. Well, that's because I had bought it really right. And I bought it in the middle of a recession. You're not, in most cases, you'll never just double the value of the property unless you do extensive remodeling, unless you do additions, things like that. Maybe you can add 20, 30, 40% to the value. That's what you're looking for. That's what we talked about in the previous video. So if you want to know about adding value, go listen to the previous video. But you got to have a real estate agent that's going to work with you to find you that property, that's going to dig it out for you. That's really important. So there's that person that's on your team. That's one of your very first people on your team. Another person on your team that they'll recommend that we've talked about is that loan person. So they're going to recommend the person they like to work with. They're going to say, oh, this person's the one that always gets all my deals through. I got it. But are they the best person? Talk to them, listen to them, have them look at your stuff, see what kind of rapport you can have, see what if it's about you, or if it's about them. There's the old thing, you look in someone's eyes, if you see dollar signs, run away. So see if that's a person that could be on your team. If it's not, then go and look at some other people, talk to some other loan officers, talk to somebody at the local bank, and then we'll talk to a person that does mortgages where they're a mortgage broker and they represent multiple banks. Understand there's a difference. Now, they're all qualified to put you into an FHA loan. You just want to make sure you're working with the right person. Now, because again, some people are out there and they can help you fix your credit. That's a good loan officer can help you get your credit fixed. If when you do the pre-qualification, if your credit score comes back and they say, if you were just a little bit higher here or there, you could get a better interest rate or whatever. And they can recommend the right company to work with to help you fix your credit or put you on a program to help. These are the kind of people you want to work with. You don't want to work with the person that says, oh, yeah, your credit's no good. I really can't help you, blah, 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 or put you down because of your credit. No, you want somebody that can see a problem and then help you fix the problem. That's the kind of loan person you want. And then understand about mortgages, understand about points. Should you be adding points to the mortgage to lower the interest rate, or should you be having a higher rate and pay less points? You have to understand what is the best route for you. And then the real estate agent will also recommend a home inspector. We've talked about home inspectors in the past. These are now licensed people. In many states, they're licensed home inspectors. So make sure that the one person that they're recommending isn't their brother-in-law or sister-in-law. Make sure, which doesn't make them bad, it just, could be a conflict of interest. And then make sure that person is really working for you and not your real estate agent. You might say, well, yeah, but I hired him, I'm paying him. Yeah, but his next referral comes from that real estate agent, doesn't come from you. So you want to make sure that when you get that report, you're there on the property when they do that home inspection. It might take several hours. So clear your calendar and get out there. You'll learn more about a house with a home inspection than any other way. Really, bottom line. I even recommend talking to a local home inspector and go on some ride-alongs with them when you want to understand about a house and how it works and understanding value. These guys can teach you a lot. Just, they talk about these ride-alongs with police officers and squad cars. Do a ride-along with a home inspector. But when you get that report, know where to look. Is it structural problems? What are you looking at? Does the furnace going to need to be replaced in 6 months? Understand what you're looking at. Read it. Ask the home inspector questions. Make sure you get full answers. Make sure no one is just being, trying to pacify you. Ask the questions, get the answers. And then if there's some issues that are individual in kind, like they're talking about the wiring, well, then get an electrician out there before you finish up on your home inspection contingency. Get an electrician out there and look at the wiring directly. Just don't go by what if the home inspector sees a problem, then get a professional in there and understand what that problem is and the depth of that problem and the cost of that problem, how to fix that problem. So that's what a home inspection, it should be looking like. That's what you should be doing. All right. So work with that home inspector, but make sure that home inspector is working for you. Otherwise, go to the internet and interview a couple different home inspectors. But if you can make these relationships, whether it be the loan person, whether it be the home inspector, and as I'm going to talk about next, the lawyer, these people become part of your team. So when you go to buy the next house, you have your team together. They already understand your financing. They understand your personality. You understand theirs. You can mesh together as a team. The real estate agent as a team. And sometimes you got to replace people. Just because someone was recommended and you went through the process the first time doesn't mean that they're necessarily on your team. They will show themselves whether or not they want to be on your team, whether it's about them or it's about you. The next person we're talking about here is that lawyer. Yes, the lawyer. How are they going to charge you? Is it a flat fee on a single family home? A lot of times it's just a flat fee. Or is it time? Or every time you make a phone call to his office and you talk to his secretary, it's going to cost you $50 or $200 or whatever. Understand how you're going to be billed. First thing, how am I going to be billed? Under what format? Is it $300, $500, $1,000 to close this property and that's it? Or is it going to cost me more money? And under what conditions will it cost me more money? What if there's a problem with the title and they got to help you clear the title? Get rid of an encumbrance or a lien. Okay, is it going to cost you more money? Understand that, or is it all part of the fee you're going to pay as one package deal? Understand whether or not he's ordering the title and he's getting a kickback. Is he getting money for ordering a title through the title company? Does he have a relationship with that title company? If he is, well, then your fee ought to get reduced by some portion of that. Because if he's making money off of you, understand that why should that necessarily be the case? You're paying him the legal fee. And then if he's ordering the title and making some extra commission on the side, you want to know that. Same thing with a survey. Is he ordering a surveyor? Is he ordering a survey? Is he talking to a surveyor? You want to understand whether or not that's happening and how you're going to pay for that survey, all that. And so then all these people, they become part of your team. So when you're thinking about buying real estate and you're thinking about, what area, and you've got that figured out, and you understand your basic finances, and you understand what value is, then you have to start to put your team together. These are very important people, but make sure they're on your team and you're not just on their team, that it's about you. You're the customer. You're the client. It's about you. It's not about them. Hopefully that'll help you get into that first house and help you get started. But remember, when you're looking for a property, you're looking for a property that you can add value to, that it's going to be your first rental. You're not looking for your dream home. And if you've got a significant other, if you're married, make sure that person understands this process. Make sure they understand that you're not looking for the dream home. You're looking for the ugly duckling, okay, that you can turn into the beautiful swan. And get them on board, because I can tell you, you want to sync this process. You want to go from having the right intentions in the right direction to going down the drain and just being a homeowner. Well, then just don't get your spouse or significant other on board with what you want to do. Get them, if they're thinking something else, if they're thinking they're looking for a dream home and you're thinking you're looking for the first rental property, you got problems. So understand that. Make sure you educate them at the same level in which you're being educated, or at least at the level they're willing to be educated at, because your passion in real estate may not be their passion, but that doesn't mean they can't understand. So what do I say? And I mean it. Think big, start now, grow fast. Talk to you soon. Let's get out there. Let's make it happen. hit the like button, smash the subscribe button.